There's someone special here on stage who wants to introduce our guest speaker, but I'm going to just give you a quick little bio, if that's okay, on this guest speaker that we're going to be hearing from today, because he's been waiting for this moment, because I know he's got some great things to talk about. Behind me here on the stage, our guest speaker is Earl Dotson Jr. You might recognize him. He does some media interviews every once in a while. Probably see him maybe out and about in the community. He's the Chief of Communications and Community Empowerment for the Rockford Public School District 205. Earl is also involved in the mass communications for the district on behalf of the superintendent and the Board of Education. Mr. Dotson Jr. works to shape a positive image for the district by managing a lot of relations with the news media and plenty of other avenues and vehicles out there for conveying the district's message and creating some relationships with communities and groups all across the county and build connections and foster some of those collaborations with particular issues, concerns, and needs. Now, the reason he is here today, aside from that duty that he also takes daily, Mr. Earl Dotson Jr. is also was a member of the United States Navy from February 1988 to February 1992, honorable discharged, Desert Storm veteran, as well as participating in Persian Gulf. Some of the decorations and medal and campaign and ribbons that were awarded, the Sea Service Deployment Ribbon with Bronze Star, National Defense Service Medal, Southwest Asia Service Medal, and Navy Unit Commendation Ribbon. Top of all those awards and medals, also involved heavily in our community on various community boards and other affiliations, the United Way Board of Directors, YMCA of the Rock River Valley Board of Directors, a member of the Master Builders Masonic Lodge, and a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. So obviously he's got a lot that he has been in charge of and a lot that he has seen and done throughout his year. And we've brought him here today to kind of share some of the things in his life that got him to this point. And one of those people actually that helped him probably along the way, I'm guessing, is somebody named Joe Hazen, the principal at Harlem High School. He's going to tell us how there's a special connection to Mr. Dotson.
Good morning, and thank you, Laura. My name is Joe Hazen. I'm the principal at Harlem High School. It is totally appropriate that we honor our veterans with this wonderful program today. This ceremony every year has done an amazing job of paying tribute to the men and women who have given, in some cases, the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our freedom, our country, and our American way of life. I would like to take a moment to recognize Mr. Jensen. This brought us, my students in the Choraleers, Harlem High School Band. Danielle, you did a wonderful job. Great job. I'm very proud of all of you. Let's give them another round of applause. I was very honored to be asked to be here today to introduce to you our speaker. I first met Earl Dotson Jr. in 1983 when he was a freshman at Rockford West High School. He was a member of my freshman basketball team. And I'll be honest with you, he was not the best player on the team. But in his defense, he didn't have a very good coach. But we had a lot of fun, and most importantly, he was an outstanding teammate. He was then, and he continues to be, one of the nicest, hardest working young men with one of the best attitudes it's been my pleasure to be associated with. It's been a number of years since I had the pleasure to coach Earl. When I ran into him again, he introduced me to his lovely wife, Diane, who's in attendance today. As it turns out, Diane's family and mine were friends for many years. She worked at my parents' restaurant. I played Little League with her brother and her cousin. And her father, Cy, helped coach my Little League team. And he was a great role model and a great influence on me as a young man. Recently, I had the pleasure to catch up with Earl, and we lamented on how ironic life can be. How his father-in-law, Cy, impacted my life, and maybe to some degree I had some impact on his. I'm going to let Earl tell you his story, but it's a story of a young man who had every indication of becoming yet another statistic. A young man who fell behind in high school. He didn't graduate with his class, but he never quit. He never gave up. He graduated from Roosevelt High School, Rock Valley College, Northern Illinois University. He went on to distinguish himself by serving his country with honor during Desert Storm. He earned his MBA as he worked for Winnebago County, and now he helps lead and improve the second largest school district in the state of Illinois, a district he was very nearly just another statistic in. I want everyone here to know today how proud I am of this young man and what an honor it is for me to have the opportunity to introduce him. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Earl Dotson, Jr.
Thank you very much, Coach. You know, the one thing he didn't mention, you know, I think back when I would see him later on, I would tell him how much I appreciated his character and integrity back then. Even though he would let me practice with the rest of the team, I was ineligible most of the time, and I used to beg him to let me play in games. And I didn't think it was cool back then, but he stuck to his guns, and I appreciate that lesson in life. He taught me an early lesson in life about integrity and his character, and it speaks highly of him. So thank you very much, Coach. I also want to thank Stacy Talbert, who recommended me to be here today. I want to thank Lisa Alexander and the Veterans Committee. I appreciate this opportunity. This is truly an honor for me. Today is a day to thank many of you who are here. Those of you who served as I did in the military, defending our country, putting service before self. We are here celebrating this wonderful country we live in and remembering those who are not able to be here with us because they did make the ultimate sacrifice. And I know it's already been done, but would all of you who are honored veterans again in our audience, please stand again and be recognized. According to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, the number of veterans in the United States is expected to decrease 15% in the next 20 years. A life in the military is not a path chosen by young people as often as it was in the past. It's a sacrifice, not only the potential sacrifice of giving your life to the cause, but it's a sacrifice of self, of time, of independent thought. As you act together as shipmates, a brigade, a squadron, living for each other and for your country. That concept is probably counterintuitive for many young people today. We're a society of immediacy, of selfishness, of want before need, and of self before service. But it's those who put service before self who stand out. I'm blessed to work in a culture, in an organization that values service to others, an organization that honors and respects servant leadership at the highest level. It's a perfect fit for me now, so many years after I was one of the selfish ones, the troublemakers, the kind of child that I'm sure my mother thought would never turn his life around. I'm so glad my parents are here in the audience today, and they know that I eventually did. Would Mike and Henrietta Dotson Williams please stand? He's in the back there. There's my mother. And of course, behind every improved man is an even better woman. My wife, Diane Dotson, also is here. I want to recognize her as well. As Coach Joe Hazen alluded to earlier, I didn't graduate high school in 1987 with the rest of the kids my age. I couldn't get my act together. I knew I could do the work, like my mother used to tell me, but why bother, I thought. Instead, I attended Roosevelt, the alternative school, and eventually earned my high school diploma. I was unmotivated. I came from a broken home. I had a wonderful, supportive mother, but an absent father and no male role model until Mike married my mother and entered our lives. I was angry, confused, and trying to find my way. Everything was someone else's fault, but mine. Somewhere along the way, someone suggested to me that I join the Navy. My life was out of control. I had no discipline and no path ahead. I guess I had nothing to lose, so I signed on the dotted line and never looked back. Considering it punishment for myself that I had disappointed my dear mother and not been the son she knew I could be. The lack of independence that I experienced in the Navy, it angered me. I couldn't make any decisions for myself. They were all made for me. That realization and my anger with it initially got me in trouble. But after a while, having to answer to someone else, follow their rules, and jump at a moment's notice made me, for once in my life, get myself under control. I transitioned from handling sailors' payroll to doing kitchen duty to doing maintenance on the ship. During that time, I gained a sense of responsibility, of self-respect, and a realization that I could be productive and successful. I made some of my best lifelong friends there, and I grew in spirit and in soul, truly becoming the man that I am today. Once I settled in, I enjoyed my Navy life. I had the privilege of serving in San Diego, California, and I absolutely loved it. I traveled to the Philippines, Singapore, Mexico, and Japan, just to name a few. I served in Desert Storm, and I remember seeing captured Iraqi soldiers we were transporting off the battlefield, and being struck by the fact that they didn't look threatening, they didn't look dangerous, they looked like normal people. But I knew they represented everything the United States was fighting against. And so we needed to do what had to be done to serve our country and protect our people. I reminded myself of so many people I knew who had lost loved ones who died protecting our freedom. And I knew I had to honor their memories by fighting the good fight for the right to continue living in a free country and protecting the freedom of others. The military taught me so many things about myself and about how to succeed as a man. It taught me to respect authority. It taught me to care about and respect others. And it made me realize that there are far more important things in life than my own selfishness. Although my time in the military was invaluable and essential to who I am today, I realized while serving that it wasn't the right lifelong career choice for me. I made a promise to myself that when I got out, I would pursue my education with more fervency and zeal than I ever had before. And as Coach mentioned, when I got out of the Navy, thanks to the Illinois Veterans Grant and the GI Bill, I attended Rock Valley College and obtained my Associates of Arts degree. I then went on to NIU and earned my Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science. And ultimately, I pursued and obtained my MBA degree in December of 2010 from Rockford College. I never would have done it had I not been a veteran. We realize as a culture that our veterans give of themselves to serve and protect our country. But I'm not sure we always realize the effect military service has on who those veterans become. They go to college, they have families, they build businesses, they become politicians to serve our country in another way. They protect our communities as volunteers. They do so much to make our city and country a better place. I often wonder what our community would look like had those veterans not been veterans, had their military experience not influenced what they would do later in life. I'm proud to be a veteran. I'm proud to have been born and raised in Rockford, Illinois, and I'm proud to be an American. I want to thank the Lord above, I want to thank my family, and all of you here as you remember our servicemen and women on Veterans Day. Thank you very much.
Could I have our guest speaker come back up here, please? Mr. Earl Dotson Jr.? If you could make your way up here, please. Thank you so much. Thank you again, everybody, for being a part of today's events as we celebrate Veterans Day on Monday. Remember all the things that took place here today and all the sentiments that were shared. And again, we'll see you back here next year. Enjoy the rest of your day.